G'day guys, Troy here from FM17 and today we're going to continue on going more in depth into some obscure player roles for Football Manager 2017. Now for today's video we're going to cover the Enganche, and I'm probably going to butcher the name more often than not, but if you want to catch the rest of the series, go over the playlist. We had the inverted wingback, the libero and the register. But before we kick it off, just like always, just like to invite you all over to my personal channel, FM Live. On the channel I have some tips and tricks and also a Charlton Let's Play. Okay, so let's start it off with the description. So the Enganche is the side's prime creator, a hook that joins midfield and attack and operates behind the striker, and a playmaker who sticks to his position and becomes a pivot to his team as they move around him. Unlike the trequartista, it is a more stationary role as the Enganche acts as a focal point instead of moving around the pitch into larger areas of space. And the Enganche is only available with the attack duty. Now let's move over to the important attributes for the Enganche, and there's not too many attributes there that's needed, but I feel that all of these attributes need to be fairly high for this role to kind of work, because it is a specialist role. First, we'll have a look at the technical attributes that's needed for the role. So we have first touch, passing and technique. Not many there, but as I said before, they need to be fairly high. Moving over to the mental aspect of the player, and the first ones in blue are composure, decisions off the ball and vision. And then the lesser important attributes, anticipation and flair. Now onto the physical attributes, and according to Football Manager, there's nothing really needed there. So they'll lend a hand to applying an older player, someone with very good mental, someone that's been there, done that, in that position. Okay, now let's have a look at some player instructions for the Enganche. So we'll start off with closing down, and that's ticked off for much less. He doesn't really contribute to the defensive phase, and also when the opposition have the ball in your own half, he kind of sits where the striker is. So moving over to when your team has the ball, and what he'll do, he won't move into channels, he won't hold position, and he won't roam for position. What he does is try to draw out defenders. So he does move around his little pocket, and he does stay around that pocket, but he will move around to draw defenders out of position. Now moving on to when the player himself has the ball, so he won't hold up the ball, he's going to give you off some shorter passes. Dribbling is going to be much less, he hasn't got anything ticked out for shooting, so you can change that if you want. Passing risk is going to be more risky passes. Okay, so now my suggestions for the role and what I would put on for instructions. Look, there's not too much you can put on because it's already been chosen for you. But when the opposition have the ball, if you were playing a pressing style, you can't really change his closing down, so I'll probably choose to put on tackle harder, and that will just put a little bit more urgency. Just have a look at his bravery and his tackling there in his attributes to see if it can actually suit that instruction. When the team has the ball, I would probably leave all that. When the player has the ball, you might want to put on more direct passing just to get unlock a little bit more space if you've got some good wingers down the side, or if you're playing with like a poacher and a advanced forward, you might want to put that on. But yeah, normally pass shorter. That's the kind of game that I like to play. For when he's shooting, I'd probably just leave it. If you've got a guy that's not very good at shooting, you probably want to just tick on shoot less often. Alright, so now we're over to the tactic and what it actually does in defense and attack, and we've already covered in defense, he does absolutely nothing. He just stays up there near the striker, just ready to receive the ball whenever possible. In attack with his movement, he doesn't move too far from where he is now and just in behind the striker. What he does do is, however, draw out a centre defender, and he'll draw from the centre of the midfield, so from your opposition. What that does, it unlocks areas for your striker and also for your midfielders coming through, and also your wingers too if they want to cut inside. What he does, he picks up the pass, so if a pass comes to him, straight away he'll turn and he'll give that ball off. So that's why you need someone with those high attributes. He really knows what he's doing. He really needs a good first touch, a good technique, good passing, and then also that vision to where he wants to draw the player from, and also when he's going to turn and pass. He needs to do that quite quickly. Okay, first little highlight, so we'll just have a look at some of the attacking moves and what he does and how he draws in a player. So what we're looking for is the number 10, Brian. So let's press play. So as the ball comes out, I've slowed this down a little bit, the ball comes in, he will receive the ball there, and I'll pause it as well. What he does, he draws in the number 12, and also he just waits and holds off the pass and to draw in the number 15, so give it a little bit more space. So as soon as he draws in the number 15, he passes straight over to number 28. When that happens, and then he makes a sprint because he sees a gap in here, and he sees number 6 is also going for the space as well. So what he will do is go into that space, wait for the pass. So I think Silva gets in on the pass and then pass it into Brian, and then yeah, he stuffed it, but anyway. Okay, another little highlight here, and I just wanted to show you what he does on the ball. And what he does do is short, sharp passes and then move into position, drawing more players away. Because that's, look, I've went through a lot of the game, and there's not too many highlights where he actually has the ball. And what I've noticed he's doing is he's pulling a lot of players out of position. He's moving, he's moving side to side, he's moving up and down the pitch, just trying to make space for his teammates. Okay, so we'll press play here, and we'll see he's just short little passes into Caesar, and then when that ball comes over, he actually finds up a little bit of pace here, draws in the number 12, and then what he does is a short little pass into William, and then puts off a shot. Yeah, it's a very selfless play. He doesn't dribble too much. What he does do is get the ball, control it with that good first touch and that good technique. And the vision. He's able to have a look and then give it to the guy that's in the best scoring opportunity. If he's actually scored a goal in this game because he was in the best scoring opportunity. If he is there, he'll have a shot. But if there's another guy that is in a better opportunity to score, he'll give off that pass. Okay, the last highlight I'll show you is where he doesn't touch the ball at all. I just want to show you and have a look at this 18-yard box and what he's actually doing. So he's there on the number 2, and what he will do is push up right on the line, and then he'll move forward. He'll look to get the ball, and he'll look to draw the number 2 out, so then the striker can actually get in that opportunity. Unfortunately, the number 2 doesn't follow him. So he'll look to push up, and then he goes all the way back right into the center defenders, and then he'll once again try to pull out those defenders. Luckily, they're a little bit smarter, but anyway, still, he's doing it again. So he's moving up and down, and then he's moving side to side, and actually opens up a little bit of space, and the ball gets to him. And then I think he has a shot, or yeah, and it just comes off the number 2 because he's closed down. So that's what he does. He's bobbing in and out and trying to draw out those defenders, and that's what he was doing for a lot of the game. Sometimes he's in the best opportunity to receive the ball, but with that number 15, because they've got a defensive midfielder, I'll just pause this, because they've got a defensive midfielder, normally he's kind of in the road for him to get the ball. But if you're playing a team without the defensive midfielder, and that's a bit open for him to move around and really make some space, it's a great role to choose. Okay, now moving over to a player that is suitable for the role and probably one of the better players in the game, and that's Özil as an Enganche. He'll be fantastic. If you have a look at the important attributes for the role, and the lowest one there is 18, and there's only 2 18s, so he will be phenomenal for the role. In the physical side of things as well, agility probably would play a part, and that will be also good if we can move that up a little bit, and that's at 16. So yeah, Özil will be a massive shout for this role. So I started a save with Sporting Lisbon, and I made up a formation. I wasn't really planning on putting the Enganche in the role. I just needed to get some gameplay and an idea of how the role kind of works. So yeah, I had a look at the team, and I had a look at this guy. I wasn't really playing him because I wasn't playing an attacking midfielder. But yeah, I just had a look at his attributes, and I just thought, look, I've got to use this guy somehow. And for the important attributes for the Enganche, he's very good. The only thing that's low is probably anticipation, and that's probably one of the lowest kind of attributes that I think you probably need. But everything else is screams out is very good. He did have a good start of the year. He's trying to drop off now, but I have changed the formation a little bit. But anyway, that's not about my save. Yeah, the Enganche, it's a role that's best suited to someone with those kind of high attributes in. First, have a look, I think, at his technical attributes. For his first touch and his passing, his technique, as you've seen, he does, he receives the ball and then quickly gets it off. He's got to have a good first touch. He's got to, control it, and then get off the pass quite quick. His vision kind of comes up next. Decisions and composure off the ball is probably, equal bets. But yeah. Okay guys, that's it from me, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, leave a like on the video, it helps us out here at FM Scout. Don't forget to go check out the website, fmscout.com. Alright guys, I'll see you next time.